Last session we had learned about use case, test plan contents. In that we had learned test plan template contents and about use case. Test case and test scenario we just took the description which was given there.
Yes, Pooja. Fine. So regarding test plan, very much briefly we got to know. From real-time perspective, how to use this test plan document. So when we start with the project, we will get to know. So things, whatever I'm explaining, so briefly I'm explaining, that's all. So very much deeply, you are going to get to know as a test engineer. So how to use this test plan document in order to perform testing activities. 100% you will get to know. See, use case, test scenario, test case. So test scenario, test case. Since from day one, we are repetitively, we are using these terms, test scenario, test case. But this use case, it was something new for you people.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, use case we will be using to understand the requirement. Please remember. Okay. So theoretically, some requirement will be there. So below that, in diagram form, the requirement will be represented. So requirement which will be in the form of diagram. Tell me, Pooja, especially in your engineering days only, I'll take you. So in your engineering days, only theory. Okay. So there was one concept which consists of only theory. Only theory. There will be few concepts where theory as well as diagram. Okay. So the theory part, how you used to learn, with the diagram you used to learn. So to learn the theory concept with the diagram is easy, or learning only theory concept is easy?
With diagram it is easy.
Why it is easy, Pooja? So first you tell me why it is easy, ma.
Because a diagram itself tells, it is a self-explanatory, and it itself tells all the things which is about the concept.
See, use case is one of the approach we use to understand the requirement. Please remember. If you are understanding the requirement properly, you will be able to write the test scenarios. You will be able to write the test cases. So effective test scenarios, effective test cases, if you have prepared, effectively you can test the software product. So effectively, if you want to test the software product, effectively you should be understanding the working of the software product. So effectively, after understanding the working of the software product, effectively you can write the test scenarios. Effectively you can write the test cases. Are you getting my point? No, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So there was one sample use case. So what this use case diagram contains, in our last session we got to know. Okay. Now you please notice it. Use case versus test case, which is nothing but difference between use case and test case. So read that first point, Pooja.
Use case describes functional requirement prepared by business analyst.
See, why this business analyst will prepare this use case?
He'll be listening to the requirements from the customer, and he'll prepare SRS. CRS, customer requirement document.
Okay. Correct, right? See, business analyst is the person one who will be touch with customer. Correct, right? First,
Yes, sir.
business analyst will get to know the functional requirements. Please remember this. First, business analyst will get to know the requirements. So, based upon those requirements, business analyst will be preparing use case. Please remember. Now, tell me, Pooja, as a test engineer, if you have this use case, as a test engineer, if you are having this use case, can you understand the requirements easily,
Yes, sir.
effectively?
Yes, sir.
So, use case describes functional requirements prepared by business analyst. So, you please read the test case point quickly, Pooja.
Test case describes test steps or procedures prepared by test engineer.
See, test case is there, no? In detailed document it is. Why it is in detailed document, Pooja? Can you please tell me, ma?
It describes what to tell, what to test, how to test.
Yes.
Everything will be in
Okay.
detailedly mentioned.
Yes. So to test any functionality, each and every steps will be provided. So that is why your test case is in detailed document. Prepared by whom this Pooja?
Test engineers.
Very good. In simple manner, you got to know difference between use case and test case. Test scenario versus test case, which is nothing but difference between test scenarios and test cases. Okay. As we know, test scenario is nothing but what to be tested. Test case is nothing but how to be tested. Okay. Example you just notice, Pooja. Test scenario. Can you please read that statement, Pooja? Test scenario. Can you please read that statement?
Checking the functionality of login button.
Ah. See, what you got to know by that statement, ma? Test scenario. What did you got to know by that statement?
Mm,
Hmm. You
what
just
to
got
test
to
in that
know.
login button?
Yes,
Huh.
you just got to know. You want to check login button. Correct? That's all.
Yes, sir.
You got to know how to test that login button through that statement test scenario. You tell me.
How
Only
to test? Only we got to know
what
what
to
is to be
test.
tested.
What to test you got to know. Correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Below that, TC1, TC2, TC3, and so on. All these things are what? Test cases.
Test cases.
Read that first statement TC1.
Click the button without entering username and password.
Okay. TC2, you please read it out.
Click the button only entering username.
TC3.
Click the button while entering the wrong username and wrong password.
Okay. What did you got to know by this, Pooja? You please tell me, ma.
The ways how can the login button can be tested.
Now I hope you are able to differentiate test scenarios and test cases. Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. First you copy down this, Pooja. While copying, please understand and copy down quickly. Once done, you please ask me to display the
Yes,
other
sir.
slide.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Done, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. We just got to know the differences between use case and then test case, test scenario, test case. Most frequently asked questions these are. Okay, Pooja?
Mm.
Test suit. So first, Pooja, you just forget that term test. Only suit. So what is that suit? Suit is nothing but what?
Mm. Compatibility.
Suit. Fine. No issues, Pooja. Please notice it. See, Pooja, you know graphical user interface testing.
Mm.
Okay. Usability testing,
Yes, sir.
object properties testing,
Yes, sir.
and then calculations or manipulation testing, cookies based testing, session based testing, performance testing, ad hoc testing. Like this, lot of testings we are aware. Do you agree with my point, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To perform any type of testing, Pooja, you should be writing test scenarios as well as test cases. Correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
For example, one piece of software is there which is nothing but build. And that build, if you want to perform smoke testing test cases you should be writing. Now, one build is there, piece of software is there. On that piece of software, you have to perform integration testing. So now what you have to write? Integration testing
Integration
test cases.
testing, test cases.
Now Pooja, end-to-end testing you have to perform, Pooja. What you have to perform, Pooja?
End-to-end testing.
End-to-end testing you have to perform. Now if you want to perform end-to-end testing, what you should be writing?
End-to-end testing, test cases.
Very good. Now, what testing I want to perform, Pooja? Please tell me what you have to do.
Ad hoc testing, test cases.
Yes, super. Now, what we will do, some set of test cases we will just save. So, those test cases will be smoke testing test cases. Next, some other set of test cases. Object properties testing test cases. Next, some other set of test cases. Session based testing test cases. Some other set of test cases. Cookies based testing test cases. What are we doing, Pooja, now? Don't you think we are grouping the test cases? Correct? Here you see.
Yes, sir.
We are grouping. See here. Test case 1, test case 2, test case 3. So test case n. So this set of test cases or these set of test cases are there, no? One group we have created. So for that group, one name. Maybe here we have given it as test suite 1. Okay, test suite means what? Group of test cases which belongs to same category. Test suite is group of test cases which belongs to same category. Now Pooja, you are from civil branch, correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
Now tell me, all civil branch students, okay, all civil branch students will be made seated in one room, right? In one classroom, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Classroom, all the students belongs to civil branch only. Will there be any other branch students in your classroom? Will there be any other branch student in your classroom?
Sir.
Hello? Hello?
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah.
Now tell me, in your classroom, only civil students will be permitted to sit. Now tell me, other branch student will be allowed to sit in your classroom?
No, sir.
No. What is the reason, Pooja? You please tell me, Pooja.
They belongs to different branch.
Okay. So you people are arranged in a group. Group of students belongs to civil branch. So maybe for that classroom, they are going to give one name. Okay. Now, another set of test cases. Test case 1, test case 2, up to n cases. This is one type of test cases. These are some other type of test cases. These are some other type of test cases. These test cases, same category. These test cases, same category. These test cases, same category. So for example, if you have written 15, okay, 15 type of testing test cases. Now tell me, how many test suites should be created? Okay.
15 types of test cases means 15 test suits.
Very good. 15 testing test cases. Okay, for each and every type of testing, one test suite. Are you getting my point, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you should be preparing like this. So smoke testing, one group you have to create or one suit. That suit only smoke testing test cases should be present. Now, ad hoc testing, in that suit only ad hoc testing test cases should be there. Next, performance testing, only performance testing test cases should be there. I hope you are getting my point, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So test suite is a group of test cases which belongs to same category. So please copy down this as it is. Pooja, this is not test plan, Pooja. This is test suite. You please make it a
Okay.
test suite. Okay.
Okay. Done, sir.
Done, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you getting my point now, Pooja?
Mm. Yes, sir.
Theoretically, first you understand all these things, Pooja. So practically, let us understand this as and when the time comes.
Mm.
Fine. So we'll move to the next slide, Pooja. So what is test case? So n number of times we have discussed. So once again, we'll understand this. Test case is a set of actions executed to validate particular feature or functionality, okay, of software application. So what do you mean by this, Pooja? You just read this statement in your mind. So after reading this statement, please tell me the meaning of this statement. Ah, yes, Pooja. You tell me, Pooja. What did you got to know by this statement?
Validation. Test case is a set of actions
Yes.
that is executed to validate. Validate means have is it developed as per the requirements or not? That is what we are going to
Simple, Pooja.
uh,
If you have login
write.
functionality, for example, if you have login functionality, to test that login functionality, or in other words, to validate that login functionality, what set of actions you have to perform? So that is nothing but in detailed procedure to test the functionality of the software application. That's all. See, Pooja, you tell me login functionality is there. Pooja, login functionality. I will just give you, okay, I will just give you, Pooja, you please test this login functionality. See, simply if I tell, Pooja, please test this login functionality means, what you will do? What you will just sit quiet and you will be just noticing that login functionality. Just you will sit quiet. Tell me.
Mhm.
Ah.
No, sir.
You will not sit quiet. You only told me. What you will do? Tell.
We'll write the test scenarios and cases.
Yes. Test
How to
scenarios,
test it.
test cases. So in test cases, actions will be there. Here you notice. See, click the button without entering username and password. So this is nothing but action to test the login button. Correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
Next. Click the button only entering username. This is another action. Next. Click the button while entering wrong username and wrong password. This is another action. Or in other words, this is another step. Something like that. So test case will be having what? Set of actions that you have to execute in order to validate functionality of the software product. See, if you are having any functionality, to that functionality you have to perform some actions. Then only you will get to know that feature is working properly or not. See, without performing any actions, can you tell me, sir, this functionality is working really good, sir. Super duper functionality, sir. Can you tell me, Pooja?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. For example, Pooja, you will just go to one mall, okay, shopping mall. So you'll just go to perfume section. You know perfume, body spray. You know, right?
Mm. Yes, sir.
just by looking that body spray bottle, you will purchase that spray. Then what you will do, Pooja? You tell me, Pooja.
There will be a sample test piece.
Yes.
We can check the fragrance.
Yes. So one or the other action you will perform, no?
Yes, sir.
Just to validate that particular body spray is as per your requirement. Correct? Please.
Yes, sir.
Remember, if you want to test the software product, some set of actions you have to execute. So those set of actions will be specified in one in detailed document that is nothing but test case. See, technically, this is how you have to understand the meaning of test case, Pooja. See, previously also we discussed the definition of test case. That was in general. So previously, which definition we discussed, Pooja? Please tell me, Pooja.
Test case is an in detail document that describes how to test the software product.
Yes,
that is what we had discussed.
This is what we have discussed. But you just notice this statement, this definition for case. Which one you feel technical definition? First one or this one?
This one, sir.
Yes. Please remember, Pooja, always try to be technical in the interview. Okay, in general, the beginning I just told you the meaning of test case. But in the real time, in any interview, if any interviewer asks, you have to answer in this way. Sir, test case is a set of actions that has to be executed to validate particular feature or functionality of the software product. Like this, you are supposed to answer. Are you getting my point now?
Yes, sir.
Now, Pooja, test case is document or it is not a document?
It is a document, sir.
Very good. So whenever it is a document, however you want, you will be preparing the document, Pooja?
No, sir.
There will be one format.
Yes, sir.
Or in other words, there will be one template. Same way, my dear Pooja, in the real time, if you want to write the test case, some format you should follow. Or in other words, some template you should follow. So in that format or in that template, some contents will be there. So these are some contents. Test case ID, test case title, description, precondition, priority, requirement ID, steps or actions, expected result, actual result, and then test data. So in this format, as a test engineer, you are supposed to write the test cases. Now let me explain you each and every field one by one. First field, can you please tell me the first field? Pooja, please tell me.
Test case ID.
Okay. Now tell me, Pooja. If there is any software product, okay, only one test case will be writing, or multiple test cases you will be writing to test the software product?
Multiple test cases.
Very good. Fine. So for a while you just forget these test cases. In your college, Channabasveshwara Institute of Technology. So approximately, can you tell me how many number of graduates were there in your college? Approximately, you tell me. MBA, MCA, everything. Around 600
It is
students.
600. Yes, sir.
Yes, around 600 students. Okay. Tell me, how you used to uniquely identify the students? There were many students. See, 600 students is not simple number. It is huge number. Do you agree with my point?
Yes, sir.
So if college management or university, uniquely if it has to identify the student, means how the our university used to identify the student uniquely.
Uh, Issuing individual identification
Okay.
cards.
When it comes to your university, USN is there, correct?
Yeah.
For Pooja, one USN. For Manasa, one USN. For Srinivas, one USN. So, keeping that USN, don't you think university can identify the student uniquely?
Yes, sir.
Oh, like this. So, something like this. 1 CT, 18, CV, 001 is Pooja. 1 CT, 18, CV, 002 Manasa. Don't you think uniquely are we able to identify the student?
Yes, sir.
Same way here also, Pooja. You only told me, sir, to test the software product, multiple test cases we are going to write. So uniquely to identify the each and every test cases, don't you think each and every test case should be having test case ID?
Yes, sir.
So test case ID will be specified for each and every test case that we write to test the software product, uniquely to identify the test case. Please remember, to identify the test case uniquely, to identify the test case uniquely, for each and every test case ID will be specified. I hope regarding first field you got to know, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Super. Next, test case title. Okay, test case title. Tell me, title means what? Title means what?
Name.
Some name. So same way here also. If you are writing any test case, or in other words, if you are specifying any set of actions or steps, so for those actions or steps, one name should be given. So then that name will be specified in this field called as test case title. So test case title is nothing but name of the test case. That's all, my dear Pooja. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Description now. So description means in few words you have to just specify what is that test case is all about. So some steps or actions you are going to specify. What are those steps or actions is all about. So brief description you have to mention, or brief description you have to specify. I hope you are getting my point, my dear Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Super. Precondition. As and when you hear this term, Pooja, precondition, what comes into your mind? Can you please tell me the meaning of this precondition?
Maybe before writing test case.
Okay. Now tell me, Pooja. Now you want to get entry to engineering college. What is the prerequisite or precondition to entering into the engineering college?
Passing the second POC and
CET
passing
rank.
CET
Rank.
rank.
Okay. Now, for you to enter second POC or 12th standard, what is the precondition or prerequisite for?
Passing 11th.
Yes. Now, to get entry to the first PUC or 11th standard, for you, what is the precondition?
Passing 10th.
See, some set of conditions has to get satisfied. Then only you will be able to continue with the further activities. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So now, if you are passing 10th standard, you will get entry to 11th standard. Now, 11th standard, if you are passing, means you will get an entry to 12th standard. Next, you will get entry for the CET. Now, 12th standard CET, you have passed. Next, engineering. Next, MTech. Next, PhD. Correct or wrong? See, some
Yes, sir.
minimum set of conditions are satisfied, then only you will be able to continue with the further activities. So same way here also, Pooja, some set of conditions has to get satisfied to continue with the further testing activities. So that is nothing but precondition, Pooja. Okay, now I will tell you. Okay, now you have to test login functionality, Pooja. Login functionality you have to tell. You have to test. Can you tell me to test this login functionality? Precondition should be.
To test the login functionality.
What is the precondition? What set of conditions has to get satisfied?
First of all, that login button should be displayed properly.
Pooja,
GUI.
URL should be there.
Yes, sir.
Without URL, you will straightly go to login. Login button you will check.
No.
Browser you should be having. Correct? So URL, browser, if both these things are satisfied, then only you will be able to test login functionality. Please remember this. Clear? Precondition means what? Minimum set of conditions that has to be satisfied for test engineers to continue with the further testing activities. If you don't have URL, if you don't have browser, my dear Pooja, you will not be able to continue with the further testing activities. Okay, next, priority. Tell me, Pooja, in general, priority means what? Preference.
Preference. Yeah.
Preference. So same way here also. When you have multiple test cases, for each and every test case, you should be giving priority. High priority, moderate priority, low priority. See, P0, P1, high priority means first those set of test cases has to be executed. P2, middle level priority. P3, low priority. So P0, P1 give highest priority and execute these set of test cases first. Next to go to P2. Next to go to P3. So priority in this test case template is nothing but order in which test engineers has to execute the test cases. Don't worry. How to execute the test cases in future I will be teaching. For now you just understand this much. In test case template, priority means order in which test engineer has to execute the test case. Clear ma Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Requirement ID. Now tell me Pooja, requirements, more requirements will be there or only one requirement will be there?
More requirements.
Now, each and every requirement uniquely you have to identify.
Yes, sir.
So uniquely, if you want to identify each and every requirement should be there. So here you have to mention requirement ID. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, steps or actions. For example, you want to test login functionality. For login functionality, you have to write the test cases. So to test that login functionality, what steps or what set of actions you have to execute? Those things you are supposed to specify in this field. Steps or actions. Are you getting my point, Ma Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Expected result. Okay, Pooja, when you hear this term, what comes into your mind? Tell me, expected result meaning according to you.
When we have performed certain actions, we'll be expecting the result should be like this, like that.
Okay. Tell me, for you to tell this expected result, okay, you want to give any inputs?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
So
expected
when we
result.
have given,
Just a minute. Expected result based upon our understanding. Please remember. Expected result we will specify based upon our understanding. We won't be executing. Please remember. So expected result means what? Result what we expect from the software product before giving any inputs. See, you will understand, Pooja. Login functionality is there. Okay, here you see. Click the button without entering username and password. What is your expectation, Pooja, for this test case? It should
not log in.
It should allow you to log into the application, or it should not allow you to log into the application.
It should not.
This is your expectation, correct? This expectation you are just telling based upon your understanding, correct or wrong? You tell me. So requirements document you have referred. Requirements document you have referred. Through that requirements document or use case, there you would have understood. Any user, if he is not entering username, if he is not entering password, application should not allow him to log into the application. Just expectation. That's all. Clear, Ma Pooja?
Yes, sir.
So result, what we expect from the software product without giving inputs. So this is nothing but what? Expected result. Expected result, as a test engineer, we will specify or we will write based upon our understanding. Now, actual result. Tell me, Pooja, actual result means what?
After giving inputs, what will be the...
Super. Now, same thing. Click the button without entering username and password. So, actual software product we are having, Pooja. So, this action I am going to perform on the software product. Now, tell me, software will give me actual result or expected result?
Actual result.
Very good. Okay. Now tell me, Pooja, whatever you are expecting, whatever the result software gave, it should get matched or it should not get matched?
It should match.
Very good. If it is getting matched, Pooja, as a test engineer, you will come to conclusion. What conclusion you are going to come? Software is working properly,
Working properly.
not working properly.
Working properly.
Please remember, Pooja, based upon expected result and actual result. So after comparing expected result, actual result, we can judge or we can validate software is working properly or not. Please remember this. Expected result, just by referring to the requirements or use case diagram, we will be specifying. Actual result, these steps or actions are there, no, we will execute against the software product. That result we will specify, then we will compare expected result to actual result, same or different. If it is same, come to conclusion software product is working fine. Next, test data. Okay, now tell me Pooja, to test login functionality, some data is required. Correct or
Yes, sir.
without
Correct, sir.
data, will you be able to test login functionality? Ma?
No, sir.
Test data is nothing but minimum set of data required for test engineers to continue with the further testing activities. Tell me Pooja, if you are not having username, password, will you be able to test login functionality completely?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, URL. Okay, if you are not having URL, will you be able to test the software product completely?
No, sir.
So this is nothing but test data. Minimum set of data required for the test engineers to continue with the further testing activities. I hope each and every content in the test case template you have understood.
Yes, sir.
Super. Test case ID, test case title, description, precondition, priority, requirement ID, steps or actions, expected result, actual result, and then test data. Okay. Here you please notice Pooja, this is one sample test case format. Okay. Here you see here. So in one project, and one more thing Pooja, you just notice these contents are this template, and you just notice this template, same or different?
Same, sir. Almost same.
Almost same. And module name is there, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Oi, module name here.
Module name, it is there in that side.
It is not.
Here, it is not there.
See, what I am trying to tell for you is, in the real time, any document if you take, for the document template will be there or format will be there. That format keeps changing from company to company, from project to project. Please remember. But in general, these are the test case contents. Please try to understand, my dear Pooja. Okay, Ma Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Keeps changing. So here you see here, module name means what? Functionality. So functionality name they have specified here. So to test this home page functionality, so these are the steps that you have to execute. Requirement ID, in the requirements document for this home page, one number they would have given, that number here they have specified. Test type, so positive test case it seems. So this is positive test case it seems. So test scenario, verify the URL of the home page. Okay, now precondition you tell me, open the browser, enter the URL, click on go or press enter. See, browser should be there and URL should be there. So then only you will be able to execute these actions. See here, expected result is there. Browser should navigate to the home page. So how have we written this expected result, Pooja?
After performing the test cases or actions.
Expected result we have to specify when? By understanding the requirements. Only by
Oh,
understanding the
sorry.
requirements we can write the expected result. Actual result, when can we specify, Pooja? After
When the action is
performing some
performed.
set of actions.
Mm.
Some set of actions you have to perform. In turn, your software is going to give some result.
Mm.
Please try to understand this. See, result is nothing but this test case is pass or fail. Expected result, actual result. Both are same, both are matching. Result will be pass. Means test case is pass. Home page is working fine. Are you getting my point, Ma Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this test case template, really an idea you are just getting. That's it. Okay. Any doubts till now, Pooja?
Mm. No, sir.
Okay. First you copy down this. You just write down what is test case. I will dictate. What is test case? Question you take down. What is test case? What is test case? Question you write down. Okay. Shall I dictate the answer?
Mm. Yes, sir.
Okay. A test case is a set of actions. A test case is a set of actions executed executed to validate particular feature, to validate particular feature or behavior of the software product or behavior of the software product. Written, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Now you just take down all these contents. So on your own you can just write down one sentence. Can you write a test case ID, test case title?
Yes, sir.
Right. Pooja, any definition I want
Hmm.
to
No, sir. I've written.
You have written it?
Hmm.
Okay. Just take screenshot of this. So this is just for your reference now.
Hmm.
Have you taken?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Requirement traceability matrix. So regarding this, briefly I have told Pooja. Do you remember?
Hmm.
I have told Pooja. See, Pooja. So in the real time, there will be multiple requirements.
Yes, sir.
So when you have multiple requirements, multiple test cases, or so many test cases you are supposed to write. So sometimes due to work pressure, so Pooja, due to work pressure, test engineer might forget to write test case for some set of requirements due to some pressure. If test engineers miss some test cases, 100% test engineers will not be able to test the software product effectively. See, if they are writing test cases for each and every requirements, then only test engineers will be in the position to test the software product completely and effectively. So if test engineers are not able to write, or if they are missing some requirements, 100% completely they cannot test the software product. Are you getting my point, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
So in order to avoid that problem, once we write the test cases, okay, once we write the test cases, then we are going to map in test case document. There is one column by name requirements ID. There is another column by name test case ID. So we will just map for requirement 1 test cases they have written it or not. Next, requirement 2 test cases they have written it or not. Requirement 3 test cases they have written it or not. So test cases they have written it or not, through test case ID we will get to know. Correct or wrong, Pooja?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
So once again I will explain you the problem. Please notice, listen to me. There will be lot of requirements. When lot of requirements are there, lot of test cases we have to write. Due to work pressure, when test engineers are having lot of requirements, test engineers might miss some set of requirements to write the test cases. If test engineers are missing some set of requirements to write the test cases, test engineers will not be able to test the software product effectively. So in order to avoid this problem, in the real time, test engineers will compare or map requirements ID with the test case ID, so that it is going to build confidence. Oh yes, for each and every requirements we have written the test cases, we have covered each and every requirements, so we have not missed any requirements. So if we have not missed any requirements, then we will be able to test the software product effectively. So first point I will read, Pooja, please listen to me. RTM describes mapping of requirements with the test cases. The main purpose of RTM, so full form of RTM is requirement traceability matrix, is to see that all test cases are covered so that no functionality should miss while performing software testing. Now, Pooja, the requirement traceability matrix is the document. If it is a document, format should be there. So in that format, requirement ID should be there. Requirement description should be there. Next, test case IDs should be there. So here there is one sample document, RTM document. So requirement number 123. So for this requirement number, this is the requirement description. Log into the application. So for this requirement, they have written test case ID. So now tell me, Pooja, are you getting one confidence, Pooja? Oh, login functionality is there. For login functionality, we have written the test cases. So one confidence are you getting, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now another functionality, ticket creation. So for this requirement number, for this TC04, TC05, TC06, now are you getting one confidence? Oh, we have written test cases for ticket creation functionality. Are you getting my point, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Just mapping, that's all. So that mapping will be happening through one process called as requirement traceability matrix. So now, Pooja, status you just ignore. Only you consider requirement number, requirement description, test case ID. That's all. You don't consider status column. Okay, understood now?
Yes, sir.
So please copy down as it is. Once you copy this, I'll just play this part. But while copying this part, Pooja, please ignore this status mark, please.
Okay. Done, sir.
Done, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
So please ignore this status, Pooja. This is just
Hmm.
a sample RTE. Okay. After performing that process, requirement traceability matrix process, we will be preparing this document. Please remember.
Done, sir.
Done, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So fine. So let us stop the session over here. So in the next session, some more activity. Let us understand. Okay. No doubt.
Hmm.
No.
Oh,
In this session,
no,
any
sir.
topic. No. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Good night.